the traditional approach to it over there, where 800, actually almost 900 years ago, Pope Innocent II summoned a bishop known as Malachy O'Morgair, or who the Catholics more commonly call St. Malachy, to come to Rome. He was a very popular archbishop, and the Pope Innocent II wanted him to give an update on his diocese in Armagh, which is located in what's now known as Northern Ireland. And so he made this arduous journey there. It took him several months. But he finally got there. He conducted all of his business in Rome. And then as he was leaving Rome, according to tradition, as he was on one of the hills coming up out of the seven-hilled city, he suddenly had this frenzied vision in which he wrote down the descriptives of every pope that would ever exist from his day to the final pope. So from the pope following Pope Innocent II, which was Celestine II, to the final pope that he called Petrus Romanus, or Peter the Roman. And here's the thing that people want to keep in mind tonight, that no matter what you make of this, you believe in it, you don't believe in it, it really doesn't matter that much, because the very next pope, the one following Pope Benedict XVI, will be, according to this prophecy, the final pope. Pope Benedict's the 111th pope on the list. The very next one, the 112th pope, according to this prophecy, is Peter the Roman, and this prophecy comes to an end. So, George, no matter what we make of this, it's historic in the sense that you have this medieval prophecy. It's almost 900 years old, and the very next pope will be the last one on this list.
What would be the significance, Tom, if the prophecy's correct and that pope becomes the last pope?
Well, it's very significant because whoever and by the way, we wrote the book, the Petrus Romanus, the final pope is here. We go into all of this history. We're very fair with the prophecy, whether it was a fraud, whether it was real, whether Malachy was the real person that gave the prophecy or somebody else in his name. And the bottom line is, whoever gave the prophecy, and we conclude that it most likely was St. Malachy, but whether it was or not, whoever gave the prophecy concluded that this final pope would be the pope who would lead the church into what dispensationalists often call the Great Tribulation period. He would be the last one. In fact, here's what it says. I'll read it to you in the English translation.
Okay.
It says, in extreme persecution, the seat of the Holy Roman Church will be occupied by Peter the Roman, who will feed the sheep through many tribulations. When they are over, the city of seven hills will be destroyed, and the terrible or fearsome judge will judge his people, the end. And so he quite literally is telling us that this will be the final pope. Many believe, including some Catholic mystics, modern Catholic mystics, as well as some throughout history we can talk about later tonight, believe that this pope is going to be a pope a la Malachi Martin, right? A pope who is literally under the control of Satan, a false pope, an anti-pope, a fake pope, an infiltrator.
But not the Antichrist, though.
But not the Antichrist. No. In fact, in evangelical or Protestant theology, we would refer to him as the false prophet, an individual that helps give rise to the Antichrist by steering the world's religious community into following this great political figure that is known as the Antichrist. And again, that's not just Protestant, but there's a lot of Catholic mystics, including some older ones we can talk about tonight if you want to, that saw this day coming. That prophesied for a very long time. In fact, some of the Marian apparitions, some of the most famous ones, La Salette, Fatima, pointed to a time in which Rome would become apostate or overthrown. The Alta Vendita, perhaps even fake Catholics, Freemasonic infiltrators. Think of them however you might, but those who would use the papacy and the Vatican for New World Order purposes that ultimately gives rise to the Antichrist.
Tom, this city of Seven Hills that is supposed to be destroyed, what is that city? Do we know?
Again, evangelicals, Protestants, and some Catholics identify that as the city of Rome.
Okay.
Seven Hill City, and most specifically, Mystery Babylon as being the Vatican itself.